Hello and welcome to the Storyteller channel. In today's story time, I will be reading you a story by Aaron Lovely called I Need a Hug. I Need a Hug by Aaron Lovely. I need a hug. Will you cuddle me, Lou? What? With those spikes? Get away from me! Shoo! I need a hug. Will you cuddle me, Ken? Help! It's that prickly thing! At it again! I need a hug. Will you cuddle me, Mo? Cuddle you? No, I won't. No. No one will hug me. That's not very kind. But, hey, wait a minute. You've all changed your mind. Geez, all I did was ask for a kiss. Well, isn't this lovely? Yes. How about this? I hope you've enjoyed the story. For more exciting stories, please remember to like and subscribe at the Storyteller channel. Bye for now.
Hello and welcome back to the Storyteller channel. In today's story time, we will be singing a song called If You're Happy and You Know It. This one is an Aussie edition and it's by P. Crumble and Chris Kennett. Let's get started. If you're happy and you know it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you really should just show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a possum and you know it, climb a tree. If you're a possum and you know it, climb a tree. If you're a possum and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a possum and you know it, climb a tree. If you're a wombat and you know it, dig a hole. If you're a wombat and you know it, dig a hole. If you're a wombat and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a wombat and you know it, dig a hole. If you're a bandicoot and you know it, twitch your nose. Twitch, twitch. If you're a bandicoot and you know it, twitch your nose. Twitch, twitch. If you're a bandicoot and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a bandicoot and you know it, twitch your nose. If you're a wallaby and you know it, bounce around. If you're a wallaby and you know it, bounce around. If you're a wallaby and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a wallaby and you know it, bounce around. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you're a galah and you know it, flap your wings. If you're a galah and you know it, flap your wings. If you're a galah and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a galah and you know it, flap your wings. Flap, flap. If you're a goanna and you know it, stick your tongue. If you're a goanna and you know it, stick out your tongue. If you're a goanna and you know it, and you surely should just show it. If you're a goanna and you know it, stick out your tongue. If you're a kookaburra and you know it, laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha. If you're a kookaburra and you know it, laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha. If you're a kookaburra and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a kookaburra and you know it, laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha. If you're a dingo and you know it, scratch your fleas. If you're a dingo and you know it, scratch your fleas. If you're a dingo and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a dingo and you know it, scratch your fleas. If you're a crocodile and you know it, snap your fangs. If you're a crocodile and you know it, snap your fangs. If you're a crocodile and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a crocodile and you know it, snap your fangs. If you're a Tassie devil and you know it, let out a growl. If you're a Tassie devil and you know it, let out a growl. If you're a Tassie devil and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a Tassie devil, let out a growl. If you're in a kitten and you know it, spike your hair. If you're in a kitten and you know it, spike your hair. If you're in a kitten and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a kitten and you know it, spike your hair. If you're a koala and you know it, fall asleep. Zzz. If you're a koala and you know it, fall asleep. Zzz. If you're a koala and you know it, and you really should just show it. If you're a koala and you know it, fall asleep. The end. I hope you've enjoyed today's singing. For more exciting stories, please remember to like and subscribe at the Storyteller channel. Bye for now.
Hello and welcome to the Storyteller channel. Today we will be reading and singing a book called Old MacDonald Had a Farm, sung by the Top Twins, pictures by Jenny Cooper. Old MacDonald had a farm. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some chooks, E-I-E-I-O, with a cluck cluck here and a cluck cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck cluck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O, with a woof woof here and a woof woof there, here a woof, there a woof, everywhere a woof woof. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some sheep, E-I-E-I-O, with a baa here and a baa there, here a baa, there a baa, everywhere a baa. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a pig, with an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here a oink, there a oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some goats, E-I-E-I-O, with a mama here and a mama there, here a ma, there a ma, everywhere a mama. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo moo here and a moo moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-O. With a neigh-neigh here and a neigh-neigh there. Here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere a neigh-neigh. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had an alpaca, E-I-E-I-O. With a here and a there. Here a there a everywhere a Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a party, woohoo! With a cluck cluck here and a woof woof there, and here a bar, there a bar, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a party, E-I-E-I-O. With a ma here and a moo moo there, here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere a Old MacDonald had a party, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a party, E-I-E-I-O. With a yee-haw here and a yee-haw there. Here a yee, there a haw, everywhere a yee-haw. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Thank you so much for watching. For more exciting stories and books, please remember to like and subscribe at the Storyteller channel. Bye for now.
Hello and welcome to the Storyteller channel. In today's story time, I will be reading you a book called Paddington and the Marmalade Maze by Michael Bond and illustrated by R.W. Alley. Paddington and the Marmalade Maze. Paddington and the Marmalade Maze by Michael Bond and illustrated by R.W. Alley. One day, Paddington's friend Mr. Gruber took him on an outing to a place called Hampton Court Palace. "I think you will enjoy it, Mr. Brown," he said as they drew near. "It's very old and it has over 1,000 rooms. Lots of kings and queens have lived here." Paddington always enjoyed his outings with Mr. Gruber and he couldn't wait to see inside the palace. As they made their way through an arch, Mr. Gruber pointed to a large clock. "That's a very special clock," he said. "It not only shows the time, it tells you what month it is. Perhaps we should hurry, Mr. Gruber," said Paddington anxiously. "It's 1/2 June already." They hadn't been inside the palace very long before they had come across a room which had the biggest bed Paddington had ever seen. "Queen Anne used to sleep in it," said Mr. Gruber. "I expect they put the rope round it to stop her falling out when she had visitors," said Paddington, looking at all the people. "This is known as the Haunted Gallery," said Mr. Gruber. "They do say that when Catherine Howard's ghost passes by you can feel a cold draught." Paddington shivered. "I hope she's got a duffel coat like mine," he said. Mr. Gruber took Paddington to see the kitchen next. "In the old days, they used wood fires," he explained. "That's why there is such a high ceiling. There was a lot of smoke. I was hoping they might have left some royal buns behind," said Paddington, licking his lips. "Talking of buns," said Mr. Gruber, "I think it's time we had our lunch." He led the way outside and they sat down together on the edge of a pool. As Paddington opened his suitcase, he accidentally dropped one of his sandwiches into the water. It was soon alive with goldfish. "They must like marmalade," said Mr. Gruber. "I wonder if that's how they got their name." When they had finished the sandwiches, Mr. Gruber took Paddington to see the grapevine. It's very famous, he said. Every year they pick over 500 bunches of grapes. Imagine that, Mr. Brown. I'm trying to, Mr. Gruber, said Paddington. I think I might plant a grape pip when I get back home. Mr. Gruber chuckled. I'm afraid you will have a long wait, Mr. Brown, he said. That vine is over 200 years old. Now, said Mr. Gruber, before we leave, we must visit the famous maze. Sometimes it takes people hours to find their way out. I hope that doesn't happen to us, said Paddington. My paws are getting tired. Perhaps it's time I took you home, said Mr. Gruber. Much to his surprise, the words were no sooner out of his mouth than everyone around them began to talk. Hey, that sounds a great idea, said a man in a striped shirt. Please to wait while I buy a new film for my camera, said a Japanese lady. I've never been inside a real English home before, said another lady. I wonder if they serve tea. Oh dear, whispered Mr. Gruber. They must think I'm one of the guides. What shall we do? Mrs. Bird won't be very pleased if they all follow us home, exclaimed Paddington. She only has a small teapot. Then he had an idea. Follow me, he called. I think perhaps we ought to go in the maze after all. Are you sure we are going to do the right thing? Gasped Mr. Gruber as he hurried on behind. Bears are good at mazes, said Paddington. You need to be in the darkest Peru. The forests are very thick. And sure enough, before Mr. Gruber had time to say any more, Paddington led the way out, leaving everyone else inside. However did you manage to do that, Mr. Brown? Gasped Mr. Gruber. Quickest visit I've ever seen, agreed the man in the ticket office. I used marmalade chunks to show where we had been, said Paddington. It's something my Aunt Lucy taught me before she went into the home for retired bears. But I thought you had eaten all your sandwiches, said Mr. Gruber. I always keep a spare one under my hat in case I have an emergency, said Paddington. That's something else Aunt Lucy taught me. She'll be very pleased when she hears. And he stopped at a kiosk to buy a picture postcard so that he could write and tell her all about his day out. That night, when he went to bed, as well as the postcard and a pen, Paddington took some rope. It's something Queen Anne used to do, he announced. I've a lot to tell Aunt Lucy and I don't want to fall out of bed before I've finished. I hope you've enjoyed the story. For more exciting stories, please remember to like and subscribe at the Storyteller channel. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to the Storyteller channel. In today's story time, I will be reading you a book called Peppa Goes to London. Once upon a time, Peppa and her playgroup went on a day trip to London. When they arrived, Madame Gazelle told everyone to gather round. Children, she said, this is London. Wow, gasped Peppa. It's so busy. London was a very big and very busy city. There was so much to see that Madame Gazelle couldn't decide where to go first. Miss Rabbit had an idea. My friend the Queen lives in London, she said. Maybe she can help. The Queen's house is called Buckingham Palace. Miss Rabbit went up to the front gate and rang the bell. Yes, said a very grand voice. Who are you? It's Miss Rabbit, said Miss Rabbit. Ah, come in, the voice said. The voice belonged to the Queen. "Hello, everyone," she said. "Hello, Queen," shouted the children. "We're visiting London for the day," said Peppa, "but we don't know where to go." "London is my city," said the Queen. "I shall give you a guided tour." "Hooray! Hee 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 hee," snort. The Queen led Peppa and her friends out on the street. She flagged down a bright red bus. "Mr. Driver," she said, "please, may we borrow your bus?" "You must be joking," sniffed the driver. "No," replied the Queen, "I am your Queen." The driver helped everyone onto the bus. If the Queen asks you to do something, you must do it. Peppa had never been on a bus like this before. It had stairs in it, she gasped. The Queen showed the children up to the top deck. From up there, they could see everything. "Ting ting," the bus set off. "First stop, Big Ben," said the Queen. The bus stopped in front of Big Ben. "Big Ben is a clock tower," said the Queen. "It helps us tell the time." Edmund Elephant shook his head. "Actually, Big Ben is the bell inside, not the tower itself." Dong, dong, dong. Edmund knew a lot for a little elephant. Edmund was a clever clogs. "That was loud," exclaimed Danny Dog. "That is the sound of Big Ben telling us the time," said the Queen. "It rang 3 times, so it is 3 o'clock. Dong, 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 dong. Pedro Pony had a question. If the clock rang 6 times, would that make it 6 o'clock? "Yes, it would," said the Queen. "And if it rang 100 times," he wondered. "Then it would be broken," said the Queen. "Oh," said Pedro. The Queen drove the bus to Tower Bridge. "Stop!" shouted the bridge keeper. "You can't cross here." The Queen was not amused. "Why not?" she asked. "I'm sorry, Your Majesty," said the bridge keeper, "but a ship needs to pass under the bridge." "The ship is coming," said Peppa. "It is very tall. It's going to bang into the bridge," shouted Danny Dog. The bridge lifted up just in time. The ship sailed through. "Good," said the Queen. "Now we can be on our way. Please lower the bridge." The bridge keeper shook her head. Another ship was coming. The Queen wanted to get going. Peppa and her friends couldn't wait around all day. "Hold tight, everyone," she cried. Whee! The bus zoomed onto the bridge and then crunk! It got stuck in the middle. "Now what do we do?" asked Mr. Rabbit. "Everybody move to the front of the bus," ordered the Queen. 1, 2, 3. "Go!" shouted Peppa. The bus started to tip and wobble. Creak! Then vroomed down the other side of the bridge. Hooray! The Queen was very good at driving buses. Are you enjoying the tour?" asked the Queen. "Yes, Your Majesty," bellowed the children. "Open top buses are the best," said Peppa. "Why aren't all buses like this?" A raindrop fell on her head. Drip, 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 drop, plop. That was why. "Children," said Madame Gazelle, "open your umbrellas." The bus chugged through the rain to Trafalgar Square. "Oh dear," sighed the Queen. "What a shame! It is full of puddles." The Queen was right. There were puddles everywhere. She frowned. "I think our tour is over." "Aww," groaned the children as they climbed off the bus. Pepper jumped into a puddle. George jumped in a puddle. Then everyone jumped in a puddle. "We love puddles," shouted the children. "Come and splash, Your Majesty," called Pepper. "It's fun." "Why not?" said the Queen. "One is wearing one's boots." The Queen loves jumping in London puddles. Everyone loves jumping in London puddles. The end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the story. For more exciting stories, please remember to like and subscribe at the Storyteller channel. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to the Storyteller channel. Today's story time would be about the Great Heffalump Hunt. Winnie the Pooh, and it's by Gilles Andrea. Winnie the Pooh, The Great Heffalump Hunt by Gilles Andrea. Piglet trotted happily beside his best friend Pooh, talking about nothing much, as best friends often do, when suddenly Pooh stopped and said, "I've got a grand idea. I'm going to catch a heffalump. I've heard they live round here." "A heffalump?" squeaked Piglet. "But they're huge, wild, scary beasts. And Rabbit says they like to roast fresh piglets for their feasts." "Well, that's why I must catch one," Pooh declared. Then, with a clap, he said, "Aha! I've got a plan. Let's set a cunning trap." Now, what might hungry heffalumps find tempting as a treat? Aside from piglets, pondered Pooh. "My guess is something sweet. A yumptious jar of honey, then," said Piglet with a grin. "We'll bait a trap with honey and he'll simply fall right in." "What a grand idea," said Pooh. "Let's do it tonight. I'll go and fetch some honey while you dig a pit, all right?" Pooh went and got the honey, but before he reached the pit, a little voice inside him said, "Just taste a tiny bit." He found the pit his friend had dug and passed the honey down. "There's hardly any left," squeaked Piglet, giving Pooh a frown. "There's just the right amount," said Pooh. "I gave it careful thought. Let's meet at 6 tomorrow then and find out what we've caught." So Pooh and Piglet went to bed, but neither was prepared for the fact that Pooh was hungry and that Piglet was, well, scared. "That jar of honey is our trap," groaned Pooh. It was my last. Oh, bother, double bother. And if no one's listening, blast. Just one more little pawful would be neither here nor there. A heffalump who's hungry wouldn't notice, wouldn't care. So he set off through the forest with the moonlight overhead. And at that moment, Piglet sat up, wide awake in bed. That horrid, hairy heffalump, he might not like Pooh's honey. Oh, what if all he wants is juicy piglets in his tummy? But Pooh will be there with me, Piglet thought. My best friend, Pooh. It's scary when you're one, but it's much friendlier when with two. So just before his clock struck 6, he tiptoed out the door. The leaves and branches crackled on the frosty forest floor. Then suddenly he heard a noise that chilled him to the bone. A ghostly wail, a growl, a roar, a mournful, muffled moan. "Where are you, Pooh?" called Piglet. His heart beat fast with dread. "I'm in the pit," he heard Pooh cry, "and something's got my head." "The heffalump!" squeaked Piglet. "It's in the pit with Pooh, and I'm much too small to help him. Oh, there's nothing I can do." But something in his little soul prevented him from running, and Piglet's voice rose clear and strong. "Hold on, Pooh, Bear, I'm coming." As fast as he could scamper, Piglet hurried to the pit, then bravely scrambled to the edge and peered down into it. A heffalump! It's got him, and it's shaking him about, and all that Piglet saw was Pooh's poor bottom sticking out. He summoned all his strength and smacked the monster on the head. "Take that, you naughty heffalump! Now, let Pooh go," he said. Then Piglet gave one final heave, and with a squelching sound, out popped Pooh completely and collapsed onto the ground. "The heffalump, it's vanished," Piglet said. "It won't get far." But there, in Piglet's arms, Pooh saw an empty honey jar. "The heffalump," said Pooh. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's gone. I thought I saw him too. But, Piglet, maybe we were wrong. You see, I got quite hungry when I went to have my nap, but the only snack I knew of was the one inside this trap. I took a lick, my head got stuck. I thought, this is the end, but there you were, dear Piglet, my brave rescuer, my friend. I did it, Piglet slowly spoke, because I love you, Pooh, and I know if it were me that you would do the same thing too. I would, said Pooh, and thank you. Then he sniffed and wiped his eyes. I'd rescue you from heffalumps, but maybe let's not try. We're lucky, Pooh, said Piglet, as they set off home together, that you and I are such good friends. Best friends, said Pooh, forever. Thank you so much for watching. The end. And that's the end of our story time. For more bedtime stories, you can check on our YouTube playlist or listen to more Storytime compilations at the Storyteller Fox. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.